In today's video, I'll be discussing the Spore Pod iconic ability, so let's get into it here. The cooldown is 12 seconds, power cost 300, range 25 meters, pod explosion, effect area radius 5 meters, superpower modifier 8, max infected targets 3, infected explosion, delay 5 seconds, so on defeat, effect area radius 5 meters, superpower modifier 12, max infected targets 3, infection damage over time, duration 12 seconds, superpower modifier 3 by 12, activate timer 1.2 seconds. So basically, this is how the Spore Pod iconic ability works. You toss an exploding Spore Pod at the target, damaging all within its radius and infecting up to 3 uninfected enemies. Infected targets will take damage over time and release their own explosion, which infects up to 3 uninfected enemies nearby. They will not release an explosion of their own. So let me just take off the strategic card so we won't mess with the passes. I'll test the passes here for you guys and show you guys how the ability works. I'm just going to be using the Spore Pod ability only, so it's going to cast there 3 infected targets there. Getting the ticks. When they explode there, does a lot of burst damage, and then all the other enemies that weren't infected getting ticks also. Alright, so the passes there, 2.6 million there, 3.3 million. The explosion occurs there, it gets some nice burst damage, 3 million. Soon as the move is ready again, when it's not on cooldown, use it immediately. That one the passes drop a little bit there. Use it again here. That's a lot of damage over time, and if you notice, the damage is not splitting. When it crits, it's a lot of damage. 3 million again there. Yeah, the damage is not splitting. Definitely not splitting. So it does a lot of burst damage there. So watch it there. It's sticking on the 3 targets. Damage explode. There's a lot of burst damage, and it spreads to the other targets. And they get damage over time also. So that iconic ability is going to be doing a lot of damage. 3.4 million, 3.8. So these are the results for the 10-second passes on 8 targets. 2.6 million starting off there. 3.3 million, 3 million. Then it dropped to 1.8. It only hit 6 targets for some reason. Back to 3.4 million on 8 targets. 3 million on 8 targets. 3.6, 3.4, 3 million. 1.8 on 8 targets and 2.8 million. So that's just the Spore Pod iconic ability, just doing a lot of damage here on 8 targets. For 10 seconds, that's a lot of damage. Now I'll test it with the strategic card to see how much damage I could get, see if the damage increases. So let me just quickly test it with the strategic card here. Equip the strategic card. Alright. So we should be getting white numbers. Those are going to be the extra damage that we get, and that's when the strategic card is proc, and you're going to see the extra white numbers on top there. Alright, so it is working with the Spore Pod iconic ability. We get 3.2 million there. When the strategic proc there, we get 3.9 million and some high passes, close to 4 million. We didn't get that with all the strategists, we got like around the 3 millions. If it hit 4 million, that would be pretty good. 3.4 million there. Depending on the strategist proc, Strategist is random. 2.8 million. Explosion. $4 million. That's all I'm looking for. So we got a 4 million pass here with the strategist card. I could see this doing a lot of damage, which you'll load out with various powers and stuff. This iconic ability, the Spore Pod iconic ability, is going to be a game changer. The damage is not splitting, and with strategist card in elite raids, I could see this doing a lot of damage. 3.7 million there. Yeah, Trance and Strategist will do a lot of damage with this Spore pod iconic ability. Or if you don't have the Trance, you could use the Candle. The Candle is also very good. Just replacing this Trance. So 4.3 million there. Yeah, it's doing a lot of damage. Especially with the explosion at burst damage. If Strategist actually proc with that burst damage, that explosion there, it could do a lot of damage. Damage not really consistent, but you know, it's still a lot of damage just from using one ability only. And as I said before, the damage do not split. So that's, you know, it's a really good power. It's like the best iconic ability for damage over time. And you could use it for any power. So it's really good. 4.4 million there. Let me see if I can hit 5 mil. I'm crossing my fingers here. Let's see if I hit 5 mil. 4.2. Hit that 5 mil. If I hit that 5 mil, like 3.8. It could hit that 5 mil if the strategist proc a lot. And we get a lot of high crits. 2.1. Depending on the crits, I think it should be able to hit that 5 mil. Let's see, come on. 4.3. 4.7. It's how close again to 5 mil. Sparring targets, health is very low too, 4.2. That's kind of true off the passes, you know. I have a feeling that's true off the passes when they kind of resetting. Their health resetting back to full. 4.4, so a lot of 4 million for 10 seconds. That's from one ability alone. That's pretty good. 5 mil, finally we get that 5 mil. I had a feeling that I hit 5 mil. Yeah. So that's the passes there. Let me show you guys here. So these are the strategist card passes there. 3.2 mil, 3.9, 3.4, 2.8, 4 million, 3.5, 3.7, 3.5, 4.3, 2.6, 2.8, 3.9, 4.4, 4.2, 3.8, 2.1, 4.3, 4.7, 4.2, 4.4, 5 million, 2.5. So we get some really high passes with the strategist card. That's a lot of damage for 10 seconds just from one ability alone. So definitely a game changer for all powers. So yeah guys, if you guys found this video very helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share it to your friends that play these games online. And if you want, you can subscribe to the channel. Also guys, check out some of these videos here on the end screen. Thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you guys in my next one. You guys take care.